What's up everybody, Scott Jansen here, and in today's video I'm going to answer a question that I saw posted on Facebook very recently, where I saw a group of highly trained therapists and coaches asking the question of what is the most profitable skill for a coach and therapist to acquire to grow their business. And what I found, which was quite peculiar, the most common response was, in order to grow a very successful business, you have to be highly skilled. But highly skilled in being more certified. People talking, you have to have NLP, you have to be qualified in hypnotherapy, you've got to have this quantum healing thing, you have to have RTT, you've got to have extensive work knowledge with clients and all these sorts of things to answer that question, the most profitable skill for coaches to have. And I found it quite fascinating to see that no one was really talking about the skills outside of being certified. Okay, so a lot of therapists and coaches are highly convinced that in order to grow a very successful business, it's because of the certifications on your wall and how many techniques you know, how big your tool bag is with strategies. And I'm here to tell you this is not the case. So what do I see as being the most profitable skill for coaches and therapists? It is definitely not to become more certified. Let's think about it. How many certifications do you actually need? If you look at the majority of the certifications that you have been on, are you finding they're the same? It's basically the same techniques, the same strategies, the same theory, the same ideas being taught, but the certification just has a fancy new name attached to it. I don't think there has been any big change in the whole therapeutic and coaching world that has really defined a whole new model of doing therapy and coaching. A lot of it's just been redesigned from what's happened in the past, given a fancy new label, and it basically brought in therapists and coaches to they see this is the reason why their business isn't successful, because I need a master's in quantum this, or I need a master's in NLP that, or coaching or storytelling. And I'm here to tell you this is not the case. So what is the most profitable skill for coaches? Well, let me run you through what I think. So first off, like I said, it's got nothing to do with the certifications. I think it has everything to do with what's going on inside of the business itself and being able to detach yourself from what you know up here. Easier said than done, I understand. For therapists and coaches, we have a fundamental flaw. I had this as well, so I include myself in this, where we are so attached to this thing called therapy and coaching that we believe that this is the answer to every problem with every person anywhere in the world. And we become so highly attached to this breakthrough idea, these theories, these ideas, these new insights and how the mind works and how the world works, that we go into the market and we try and sell coaching, we try and sell hypnotherapy, we try and sell these ideas and these metaphors in a market when we're working with like general public or executives or business owners or something like that. And we're trying to attach the way that we do therapy to a type of person. And this is the flaw. So how do we get out of this? So the most profitable skill for coaches, let's go through this one by one. I'm going to get my laser pointer so I know where we are. So number one, know who you're targeting when marketing your services. Every niche, we know that we have to niche. I've created several videos of this. You can go check that out on our YouTube channel. Your target market, your niche, whatever you want to call it, has to have real people, guys, not people you've made up in your head. Not this exercise where the certification or the training academy will say, think about your ideal client, write down their traits, write down their age, where they live, what they do, what they want. Don't think about this stuff because you're going to think it all wrong. Go find real people. Before you even think about how you're going to solve their problem, or you think about, should I use NLP for their transformation or RTT or coaching? Before you even get to that stage of figuring out how you're going to deliver your service, find real people. Detach yourself from the way that you do things and find real people with a real problem that is highly painful. So for example, you find real people with a real problem, but the pain is not that painful. It's going to be very hard to sell your service. So guys, find real people. What's their problem? How big is this problem? Is this a problem that keeps them up at night, has them sweating, full of anxiety and worrying about everything in the world? Or is it a problem when they say, you know what, it is sort of a problem, but I really don't care whether I solve it or not? Okay, there's a demarcation there. You have to find real people, real people that exist in the real world, not in here, with a real problem that is highly painful. Next, clients do not understand the lingo, the analogy, nor do they care about learning what hypnotherapy or coaching is. If they did care about this stuff, guys, it's probably because they want to become a coach or therapist themselves. So what am I talking about here? When it comes to your marketing, stop talking like a therapist, stop talking like a coach. Unless your clients are coaches or are therapists, it is fine to talk like them. But if you're working with general public, you're working with business owners, you're working with executive clients, they don't understand the lingo. They don't need to understand the metaphors. They're not looking for what hypnotherapy is or RTT or coaching is. They're just looking for a solution to their problem, as we talked about in number 1. If you're talking like a therapist or a coach, it means that you're probably marketing about all the wrong things, which I'll talk about soon. It means your message, your service, your business is going to fall on deaf ears. Detach yourself away from speaking like a coach. Speak like a coach or a therapist when they're sitting in your seat, if you have to explain things to them. But as far as your marketing or getting the attention of your clients, stop talking like a coach. Talk about problems and solutions. It doesn't matter how you do things. Clients do not care whether you're qualified in this, or this, how you use this, or this, why you became a coach or a therapist, who you were trained by, how many certifications you have. They do not care. The only thing that's keeping them up at night time is the problem they have. So talk about this. Next, this is a big one. Clients will never be searching on Google and typing in things like, why did Scott become a hypnotherapist? Why did Scott work with lawyers wanting to quit smoking? So if your clients are not looking for why you became a coach, your journey, what you've been through, how the unconscious mind works, if they're not looking for these things, they would be if they're interested in becoming a coach or a therapist themselves. But if they're not looking for these little things typing on Google, why are you marketing about these things? So don't market about this. Don't market about your story or your why or your journey, okay? These are not going to get the attention of the general public or the business owners because they don't care about you. They care about themselves. I care about you because I want you to be successful. So please take heed in this message, guys, okay? I know, I understand social media has a way to convince us that to grow a business, if we show up online, we look sort of famous, we talk about ourselves, that people buy things from people. To an extent they do. But if your marketing is always about you, if your marketing is always about your journey or your why or your story or how you did this or why you became this or the latest certification you've been on, what do you think your client's going to think? If you're too busy talking about yourselves and having a bit of ego there, how are you going to have room and time for clients with a real problem, which is general public or business owners or something like that, okay? So when you're marketing, guys, talk about problems and solutions. Again, like we talked up here. Next, when I talk about detaching away from the way you do things, listen to your market and their needs. Don't go into a market convinced you have the solution to every problem that for every person everywhere around the world, because now you're going to be blind to what the real problems are. Detach away. You're not a coach. You're not a therapist right now. You're not RTT qualified. You're not any of those things. You are just a person that wants to help other people. You have to find those people, define what their problem is, and then come back and look at your current skill set and figure out and assess, can you help this person with the way that you do things? If so, that's what you sell back to them. Everything starts with a person with a problem. That's how all businesses start. Businesses solve problems. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you're a coach or a therapist. Clients do not care. But if we go into the industry blinded by our label, blinded with the way that we want to do things, blinded by like a certain strategy that we've been taught, like a therapy in a box type of strategy, and we put that into the industry like a breakthrough in 8 hours type thing, and all we do is just try and attach it to people, we're going about it all the wrong places. We want to go to people first, find their problem, and then assess our skill and our service and can we help this person. Lastly, start with a type of person first, okay? General public, executives, business owners. Don't know about how you're going to do things yet. Detach from being a therapist or a coach. Find out their pain by asking them. Don't assume. Assess if you can help this pain and this problem based on your current way of doing things, based on what you've been certified in. Create the best solution with some speed and a different offer than all your competition, and just sell it to them. Now, these things right here, you've probably heard me talk about before, but they are so fundamentally important, but a lot of people overlook these things. So if you're this person over here, and I used to be this person too, guys, you've heard my story many times, talking about why I became a coach, or how the unconscious mind works, or how coaching and hypnotherapy will change your life, or this is how it changed my life. This is the journey that I went on. If I'm always talking about myself, I need to drop the ego. I need to detach myself from being a therapist or a coach and the label that I put on myself, and look at real people. Listen to the market. What problems do they have? And also realize, guys, that therapy and coaching is not the solution to absolutely everything. This was a big shock for me as well, guys, when I came to this idea. But if we think of it like this, it gives us room to see what the pains really are, to see what issues really are, and realize, okay, I can't help everybody with everything, but what can I help? But don't go out into the industry knowing or thinking or convincing yourself that my type of therapy and my type of coaching can solve every problem imaginable in life, because this is clearly impossible. So it's really about detaching yourself away from the label, guys, the way that you do things, and listen to what the market wants. Give people what they want. Find the pain and solution that people want and give them that. If it happens to be a type of therapy that you've been certified in that can solve that problem very efficiently, fantastic. You've got a niche and you've got a business now. But if it doesn't, find a problem that does. Don't be convinced, like I said, that therapy and coaching is the answer to everything. I know that sounds strange coming from a therapist and a coach myself, but it is a true understanding that when I had this breakthrough in my own business, things changed. My attitude towards business changed. I saw things for what they really were. I saw pains and problems for what they really were. And I didn't come at it from like an egotistical point of, I can fix everything with everything that I have. Come and see me, I'll change your entire life. Okay, guys? So that's what I think the most profitable skill for coaches is. I don't think you need to be certified in every single certification on this planet. As you know, most certifications are just repeating what other certifications have done. Use what you have based on your current skill right now. Find real people, find their problem, and see if you can help these problems and pains. Assess your type of therapy, and can your type of therapy solve that problem? If so, congratulations, you now have a business. So guys, that was a fun little video. That's all from me for today. Make sure you comment with any questions below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on the next video for now. Bye for now.